Hi, I'm Julie Levy, class of 91.
Maya, I am a Schechter graduate from 2003.
Ms. Rebecca Shapiro, and I graduated with the class of 2010.
Sage Friedman, I graduated in 2015.
Hi, I'm Noah Yasbin, Krieger Schechter class of 2020.
Me Hassan, I graduated in 2007.
My name is Alana Saraboff, and I'm a proud member of the KSDS class of 2013.
I'm Michael. I'm a Schechter graduate from 2004.
I live in New York City, and I'm an event planner at Goldman Sachs.
I'm an attorney here in Baltimore, and I live with my husband and our 3-year-old son, Benjamin, who is currently a student at Goldsmith.
I'm studying in Yeshiva in Jerusalem.
I go to Park and I'm in 9th grade.
I currently work at a TV and film production company in LA.
After graduating from McGill University in Montreal this past spring, I moved to Washington, D.C. to complete a service year through AmeriCorps at a small transitional housing agency that serves low-income immigrants and refugees in the DMV area.
And we were asked to share some things about KSDS that we remember fondly, that were lessons to us, and a few things come to mind.
I'd say the greatest lesson I learned was to always wear flip-flops on the day of the mile run.
Our 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Lipsky, drilled the states and capitals into us like no other teacher has drilled anything into any student. We know the states and capitals better than anyone that I've ever met.
Just kidding. But the greatest lesson that I learned from Schechter was the importance of the Jewish community. This community provided me with feelings of comfort, safety, and purpose. I believe these foundations allowed me to really follow my dreams and pursue my passion.
And one of the most valuable lessons from my 9 years at Schechter, and the most important lesson that I would like to pass on to Benjamin, is the mitzvah and the obligation of tikkun olam, to repair the world, to make the world better than how we found it, to understand and recognize that we are part of a greater community and that we have an obligation to take care of each other.
The most important lesson that I learned from Krieger Schechter is from Mr. Gordon, that when you're faced with a challenge, you just need to be independent and make a decision.
And the most important thing I've learned at Krieger Schechter was to be an upstander.
The greatest lesson I learned from Schechter was derech eretz.
By far the most important lesson I learned throughout my time at Schechter was the importance of tikkun olam and of pursuing tzedek, or justice.
The other thing really that we always talk about and that we think a lot about when looking back on Schechter is that it did so much multi-sensory learning. So, for example, we really think about the learning festivals a lot, where we learned about Japan, learning disabilities, also the Greek unit in 8th grade, where you learn about Greek mythology and learn about Greek civilization, and all of those different types of activities have stuck with us even almost 20 years later, and like the 8th grade play is another one.
At Schechter, I learned that it is our obligation as Jews to try and make the world a more just and equitable place, no matter where we are in life and no matter how tough times get.
I was actually just talking with who were my best friends then and remain my best friends to this day about the 8th grade play and what a rich experience that was. And overall, we just talk about what a sense of community we had at Krieger Schechter, and how, again, our friends, our best friends then, still are our best friends now.
I'm so grateful that Schechter valued not only our academic education, but also understood the importance of educating students on how to treat one another with kindness and respect.
I've also carried the notion from Pirkei Avot that it is not my responsibility to finish the work of perfecting the world, but I am also not free to desist from it, close to my heart as I have started out in my career. These words comfort me when I feel overwhelmed, but also help remind me of my responsibilities as a Jew and as a person.
Clearly they did something right.